Good morning. It is a little after 3 a.m., 3:10 to be exact. It's Vlogtober day 11, and I'm exhausted. Literally got no sleep last night, but it's travel day. Hooray! Let's pray that we make a flight. We're thinking that we're going to have to get to Atlanta and just drive from Atlanta. There is a direct. We're going to try for that and cross our fingers and hope for the best. But if that doesn't work out, we're thinking we can just go to Philly and then Philly, Atlanta, and then drive from Atlanta to home. And that is like a 7 to 8 hour drive. Plus we have the dogs, so we might have to, take a little bit longer, for the dogs to go potty and things like that. So we're just gonna kind of wing it, which really sucks. But of course I'm gonna double check flights before we leave and pray something looks better. But right now I'm going to get the coffee turned on and jump in the shower so I can wake up. Oh, I can't find the button to my Keurig. There it is. Yes. But yeah, so coffee is numero uno. And then shower. So hopefully I can wake up. So check in a little bit. In front of the computers, working very hard on making our listings, which is reservation. I am exporting Vlogtober. So yesterday's Vlogtober, exporting it. 16 minutes to go. I'm hoping I can get this. I don't know if Minneapolis has free Wi-Fi, do they? They do? MCO. MSP MCO? Yeah, the direct at 7 a.m. So we're going to try the direct Minneapolis Orlando at 7 a.m., which we're pretty sure we're not going to make. It has 22 seats. So yeah, that sounds great, but there's 40 non-revs on there. Non-revs is what you call employees. So we call it like non-rev. We're non-revenue. We're not paying to fly. So with us, 42. Add us 2 on. And like I said, because I work for Delta, my priority is higher than Edam's because Edam works for DGS, which is a subsidiary. So like Compass Airlines, SkyWest, Endeavor, they all like work for Delta. So they get to fly on Delta for free, DGS, they get to fly on Delta for free, but they fly at a lower priority. They fly, lower, which sucks because technically Edam has been working for DGS way longer, not way longer, but a year longer than me, a year and a half longer than me. And I started after him because I work for mainline Delta. I get to fly at a higher priority than him. I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like sometimes we talk about stuff and you guys ask questions and it's kind of hard to type to respond and it's going to be a novel. So there could be somebody who got hired yesterday, for example, like got hired yesterday with mainline Delta, and they could try to go on the same flight as Edam, and Edam's been with DGS for over 4 years, and that person who got hired yesterday will fly at a higher priority, get on the plane before him because they work for mainline Delta. So he does want to, get in with mainline Delta, but we just have to wait for, an opening. So we'll see. Just because they pay more anyways, they get treated way better. No offense. Well, it's not really no offense. I think pretty much anyone knows DGS knows that. They get treated better, they get paid more, and he gets to fly at a higher priority. We don't have to stress. So it sucks. Even like parents and retirees. Like retirees, I guess I kind of understand. But parents fly at a higher priority, which I think is kind of BS because it's like, not even because he's my boyfriend, but like DGS, the SkyWest, the Compass, they're all working. You know what I mean? They work for the damn company. They're working for Delta, busting their ass, even though it's not like true mainline Delta. They're doing a job for Delta that Delta's paying them to do. And they fly at a lower priority than like a Delta parent. Like if my parents flew with us, they would fly before him. Like, I don't know. I just don't think that's fair. Retirees with Delta, I guess, yeah, that makes sense. They did their however many years, you know what I mean, that they needed to do to put in the company, the blood, sweat, and tears. So I guess that makes sense, yeah. But parents, come on now. But hopefully everything will work out. So that's the only time it gets stressful. Like when flights are wide open, we don't have to stress. But like I go at such a different level. So it's like all regular Delta people parents and retirees, and then his group of people. So it's kind of like a 3-tier like that, if that makes sense. So if he was Delta, we would definitely make the flight, not have to stress. But anyways, and then it also goes by your hire date too, where you fall on the list, not like who's the first person to check in. So, because I know Southwest is by the first person who checks in. But anyways, enough airline lingo. I am going to take the pugs potty again, and we're going to start loading the car. It's 4:21. We want to get going. So, wish us luck. Fingers crossed that everything goes well, and going to try for the direct. If not, we're going to make a connection, any connection to get to Atlanta, and then drive Atlanta to Tampa. About 7-8 hours, but everything into Florida sucks ass, and Monday's Columbus Day. So, realized that late last night. I was like, oh, it's a motherfucking holiday. Probably explains the crazy travel time. Okay, Brittany, stop talking. Shh, shh, shh. Here at the gate, stocking this list, 23 seats, and there's 40 standbys. Trying to get on the direct Orlando. We will see what happens. Experience at the airport has been hellacious. We made the flight.
One of them.
Yeah, not the direct to Orlando. So, well, I did. He didn't. And the gate lady was not friendly at all. So I forget it. So we're on our way to Philly, and Philly to Atlanta, and then depending on how flights look to Florida out of Atlanta, we'll either wait and try to catch a flight to Florida, or we're just going to get a rental car and drive. But at least we're getting out of Minneapolis. So, look at the pugs. Can you see them? So don't look at my McDonald's, they're gonna judge me. See you when we land. So we are stuck on a train. Hi pugs. Yeah, we're stuck on a train. How long have we been stuck?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing a slight delay in our train service.
We're not moving.
We expect to resume service in approximately 10 minutes.
Everyone outside is moving.
You may choose to walk to your concourse or baggage claim by using the walkway or the moving sidewalk.
We're in the ATL, Atlanta. Just got the good stuff. Chick-fil-A, baby. What was the Dwarf House? What is that?
It's like a restaurant in there.
It's an actual restaurant?
It's a Chick-fil-A.
Oh, because it was called the Dwarf House Chick-fil-A. So I was like, what does that mean? So I guess it's like an actual restaurant inside. Anyways, Chick-fil-A. Oh, yeah. It is almost 5. Oh, my face is so gross. Oh, you're setting up your Bluetooth? Anyways, got our rental car, obviously, and now we are going to drive the 7 hours and 40 minutes to Tampa. Hopefully, we should be there by midnight, so hopefully all goes well. There's no problems, but yeah, we're definitely exhausted. Today has been a really, really hellacious day. But we need to get on the road. We need to eat. So I will fill you in because we got a 7-hour drive that I can fill you in on. So we will see you on the road. Okay, we are on the road. We're still in Atlanta. What time is it? Do we even know? 5:50. Oh, 5:50. So we've been on the road. Not even an hour because we stopped to get food at Chick-fil-A and take the dog's potty. Look, you can see Wiggles passed out right there. Hi, Mama. She's so tired. And Bowser's in the back also. But yeah, so we ran into some traffic. So it's starting to finally go. So hopefully it does get better. But it's just a straight shot. We just have to take a 75 all the way down. So it should be really easy. That's what Mom said. And the car rental's open 24/7, and the baggage claim's open till 5:30 a.m. because we checked 3 bags, and our bags are already in Tampa. So that's at 5:30. Oh, yeah, they're open till 12:30 a.m. but they open at 5:30 a.m. So we really hope we get there by 12:30 a.m. because, well, obviously we want to get our clothes because we don't want to be wearing this. Look at that belly. I got ketchup all over my shirt. Yeah, we don't want to have to. Problems. Yeah, pregnant girl problems. But fat girl, how rude. But
you're still beautiful, honey.
Thanks, babe.
I still like you.
I like you. But yeah, so today has really been
kind of day.
Seriously, I am not even saying that because, wow, because we didn't make a flight. It's just been shit. Let me tell you. I will tell you.
Sleeping 3 hours is not the best.
Yeah, so set the alarm for 3 a.m. I checked in when I said that. Took the dogs potty, yada yada, fed them, woke him up. Took showers, finished getting everything ready, stocking flights. We left early. We wanted to leave by 5, so we actually left early. We weren't late Tinas today. But, or actually I would be a late Tina, you'd be a late Tina. But anyways, so dropped them over the airport, I got the shuttle, the tram, like super fast. So it was like, oh, we're starting off to a great day. We have to go to a special line for the dogs to get tags. We don't have to pay for them because we're employees, but we still have to get special tags and make sure like in the reservation it shows like pet and cabin. Well, the lady didn't know what she was doing. She kept asking all of these questions, and I'm like,
it was all downhill from there.
Yeah.
Or uphill.
Yeah, it was all, no, downhill.
Whatever.
It was all downhill from there, honestly.
Got worse.
Yeah. And she didn't know what she was doing. She kept asking all these questions and questioning everything, and I'm just like, we're non-revs. Like, usually with employees, you're a little bit more lax. Not saying that my dimensions were too big or anything, or the pets are too big. I mean, but I've been flying with these dogs for 3.5 years. I had no issues ever. No one ever questioned me, and she is. And then she's like, oh, there's too many dogs on this flight. And I'm like, no, there's no way there's too many dogs. And I had checked. There was only one. And so then she's like looking forever for a like supervisor to get, what are you pointing at?
You didn't see it.
Oh, a deer or something? Oh. So she's looking everywhere for, oh, Dunkin' Donuts. I have to get Dunkin' Donuts while I'm here because we don't have it in Minneapolis. Anyways, looking everywhere for like a supervisor because she's like, well, I don't know if I can do this because it's full. And I'm just like, oh my God. So I was getting so irritated, and she was so slow to begin with. And finally the guy's like, oh no, it's fine. Yeah, just do this, and we're done. She's like, okay, yeah, you guys are good. I'm like, oh my God, so annoyed. Security was out of control, but thank God in Minneapolis they have an employees only line. And versus like 100 people in front of us, there was like 20. And when I say 100, I swear.
I think it was easily more.
More than 100 people, right?
Easily.
That security line, y'all, had to have been easily.
There's 3 securities, all 3 of them. Even pre-check had.
Yeah. But I would say pre-check was obviously shorter, but it still had a huge line. I would say that line probably was going to take a good 2 hours to get through security. What do you think?
I never paid attention. It was just long.
so bad. But so yeah, versus like 100 people, maybe more. We only had like 20 people. It was literally only employees could go through this line. So that was awesome. Thank God for that.
Security screening. Woo-hoo.
Yeah. So then we go through security, and he goes, they swab his hands. It's your beard. They swab his hands, and they're like, oh, we got to do additional screening on you. And we're like, huh? So they like took him in a room and everything. They searched his booty. No, they didn't do that. But they patted him down. But they like patted him down, and I'm like, really? At this point, it is 6:18, and our flight to Orlando is at 7 a.m., okay? And we're like, are you serious? And we're all the way at G, the very end of the terminal of all concourses, and the very end for the gate of that concourse. So I'm like, oh my God. He's like, how long is it gonna take? Is there any way we can like speed it up? Like, I know you have to do your job, but we're trying to catch a flight. So they're like, yeah, we'll be really quick. So finally finished that at 6:21 when we start to like head to the gate. And I know like the flight's at 7, but our they start clearing 30 minutes prior. I had to switch hands, so I was getting tired. They start clearing for standbys 30 minutes prior to departure, and they only had so many seats. And when there's only like so many seats, and then there's like a laundry list of people flying standby, they call you by last name. If you don't show up, they skip you and they go to the next. So I was like, we have to be there by like the 30-minute cutoff because I don't want us to get skipped. So they 22 seats, right? I was number 18. He was number 34. So out of 22 seats, I was number 18 on the list for waiting for a seat. He was number 34. Obviously that shows he wasn't gonna get on. So I get cleared a seat, and we're like hoping and praying because of that security line, maybe he'll get a seat. He didn't get a seat. The girl was really rude too, honestly. So
probably would have, maybe. No,
I don't think so, because there's only 4 people missing, and she called those other people. He needed like 7 people to not show up for him to make it.
At the end, it was 4.
And then at the end, yeah, it was just 4 people not to show up. But she wasn't gonna wait. I don't know. she was rude. I don't know, maybe she was stressed because there were so many people. I don't know. But, so then that was the direct Minneapolis-Orlando. Then there was a 9 o'clock Minneapolis-Orlando, and we're like, you know what, we're not even gonna, that only showed 6 seats, and it had like 21 people, standbys on the list. And I was like, yeah, let's just go to Philly, Atlanta, and then maybe we can try to do Atlanta, Tampa, Atlanta, Orlando, or Atlanta anywhere into Florida, if maybe something will change and look good as the day goes on. Worst case scenario, we'll just get a car in Atlanta and drive to Florida.
Worst case scenario happened.
Worst case, obviously, since we're driving. So, we get on the flight to Philly, had like 30 open seats. Ooh, I am like a Twilight vampire right now. So, look at that, that's crazy. Anyways, so, we get on the Philly flight, no problem. And then, I'm on the plane, just checking flights, just to see. And I look at the Minneapolis-Orlando just out of curiosity, and all of a sudden, 11, no.
12, 14.
15, it showed 15 standbys made the flight. And I'm like, hold on. How did 15 standbys get the flight when there was like only 6 seats and 21 people listed? So I click, because you can like further look at the list and look at names and see like, you know, just more details. I don't know what happened. Obviously, it must have been a security thing, like we were hoping for the first flight. I don't know, but somehow 15 people didn't show up, and these 15 standby people got on the flight, and people with lower priority than both of us. So we both would have made the flight, and we both would be chilling right now.
Drinking a beer.
Because they would have landed at 1:15 in Orlando. It's like a 2-hour drive, Orlando to St. Pete. So you know what I mean? So it's like, get home by like 3:34 at the latest. We would have been home at least 2 hours. He would have been having a beer. I'd have been just chilling with my mom. So that really kind of like bugged me, because I was like, really? We could have been there, and now we have to deal with all the stress. So he was like, oh, don't worry about it. It's fine. We'll be fine. We had in our head anyway we were going to drive. And I'm like, yeah, I know. So we get into Philly early, and I'm like, oh my God, babe, we're here like 30 minutes early. There was an 11:30 flight, because we were going to take the 12:45 flight to Atlanta. I'm like, let's try to get on the 11:30. So we're on the plane trying to list ourselves real quick. We get checked in. We go to the gate. The gates are right next door to each other. And I'm like, sweet, we don't have to run. I look, I'm like, oh my God, we got seat assignments. Awesome. As soon as we get ready to board, she's like, Paige is his last name. And we're like, what's going on? So he goes over to her. She's like, I'm sorry, I have to remove you from the flight because we have a passenger from a delayed mechanical flight, and they have an emergency and they have to take the last seat. There's like only 1 seat left, and we have to give it to her. And it's just like, really? And typically they don't do that. When you get assigned a seat, you get assigned a seat.
It was an emergency.
But she told us, she told her no. But then a supervisor got involved and was like, you give her the seat. So it sucks. Obviously, I wasn't gonna leave him, so that sucked. But then there was a 12:45 flight, which is what our plan was initially to begin with. But if we would have got here an hour earlier, you know what I mean, it just would have made everything better.
Traffic.
Yeah.
Closer already.
Oh well. So, anyways, we're here in Atlanta.
Why does it look so blurry?
Because of this light in the back. But if I go like this, it doesn't look blurry. It's just the lights. It's just the sun.
Yeah, but you need that sexiness on camera.
That sexiness right there. But so then we get to Atlanta. We're like, oh, okay, we're here. Flights still look like crap all to Florida. So we said, forget it. We're not even going to check anymore. Let's just go to the rental car. And what happens when we're... Oh, you guys saw it. I vlogged it. We got stuck on a damn train. You know those trains, if you've ever been in Atlanta airport, or trains in general in the airport, or the trams, yeah, the trams. So the doors are closing, some lady runs in last minute to like get in, and it like does the like doot doot, oh, somebody messed up the doors or whatever, somebody's blocking the doorway. And then it starts to go just a bloop, and then totally shuts down everything. The electrical shut off. We were probably in that tram for a good 10 to 15 minutes. What do you think?
Easily 15.
Easily, yeah, probably more. And we're all like, are you fucking freaking kidding me? We're stuck on a tram. Like, what else could go wrong?
Exit.
Like, and we couldn't get off. And so we're just like, really? Thank God we didn't have a connection flight. Could you imagine if you had a connection flight?
The broken window.
I would have been pissed. But I was just like, are you bloody kidding me? Like, really? What else can go wrong? So we're stuck on the tram. Then we finally make it to Enterprise car rental. And now we're in our car and we got stuck in traffic. So we're hoping.
Well, no more traffic. So
Well, yeah.
hopefully it stays like
Yeah,
this.
so hopefully there's no more traffic. It stays like this. No accidents, no tickets. So today has just been, honestly,
Piece of shit day.
yeah, from the get-go. It's just not been a good day, but at least we have each other and the pugs, and we're all safe. And yeah, wow, I am totally blurred out. And another good thing though,
That has to be a long vlog, huh?
it is gonna be a long vlog. Sorry guys. Another thing though is
20 minutes.
our bags. We checked 3 bags. At least they're already in Tampa.
Hopefully they'll get sent back.
No, they're not gonna get sent back. Bags stay there. Remember when our bags got lost in the DR? Or I should say in Miami and never got sent to the DR? God, I look cray-cray. Oh, because the sun's right over there. But anyways, but I just like pray nothing's like missing out of our bags or I don't know.
Broken.
Or some BS because just something. Hopefully nothing's wrong with our luggage. But I guess we'll find out in a few hours. But all right, I'm gonna stop rambling. Actually, I'm not rambling. I'm telling you about how terrible our day's been, and you guys should be like, "Oh, we feel."
Oh, pobrecito.
Yeah. Give us a virtual hug. Okay, we're better. But all right, yeah. So I guess we will check back in with you guys along our little road trip here. Bye.